chat. Let me know if you can hear me. I don't know, there's something going on with my audio. As trying to get this fixed up, I realize something's important with it. Not really sure what's going on. All right, well, sorry about that. Don't know what's going on with this thing, but here we are at Rockingham. Great start to a night. Rockingham in the round of 8, first round, as we are closing out the playoffs, 3 races remaining, and Rockingham is the track tonight, as I'm all kinds of jacked up trying to get this thing rolling. So let's go ahead and bring up the grid, see where everybody's starting. Jonah Colbert is your Chuck Peg Leg Pole Award winner. Congratulations to him. Garrett Kinder on the outside of the front row. Brandon Wallace starting 3rd. Jason Warren starting 4th. Aaron Adcock starting 5th. Daniel Cunningham starting 6th. Starting 7th. Steve Loving starting 8th. Jonathan Cofield starting 9th. Eric Burkhalter starting 10th. Steve Mcdonald starting 11th. Chuck Peg Leg Phelps. And I am starting 12th. I'm not actually racing. Jamie Mullins starting 13th. Greg Froenick starting 14th. Josh Lokenfit starting 15th. And Matt Clement starting 16th. So some guys electing not to qualify as we're getting everything gridded up and getting ready to roll here tonight. Got 200 laps. It's going to be a really long race. Hopefully we stay green for the majority of it and we can get this thing through. It's going to be a tough night for these drivers. This track is not very fun in these cars. Just a tough combination. So looking forward to that. Let's go ahead and talk about a little bit about the playoffs. Jonah Colbert, Daniel Cunningham, Garrett Kinder, Steve Loving, Chuck Phelps, Stephen McDonald, Jesse Necula, who is not here tonight, and Brandon Wallace are your playoff drivers. There may be a couple drivers up there that are green that are not in the playoffs. Aaron Adcock, so if you see his name green, he is not in the playoffs. Neither is Josh Lokenfit. So those 2 drivers will show up green, but they are not in the playoffs, but just so you're aware. But yeah, expecting some good things. You know, it's going to be tough. The car is really tough to get around this track. The setup's really tight. As you drive off into the corner, it just doesn't seem to want to turn at all. So I think on the long run, it's going to be pretty frustrating, maybe a little bit difficult. But we're going to get it done. Go ahead and turn the music off as we get ready to go green. 200 laps, round of 8. Jonah Colbert been the dominant car all season long.
Green flag.
See what he can do tonight. Green flag is out, and Garrett Kinder gets a damn good restart. He's going to take over the lead here going into turn 1. Jonah going to hold it for low for a little bit, but that top side very strong. You see Jason Warren in that 32 machine get a huge run, and Jonah has to jump up in the high line to kind of defend that. But I'm interested to see what kind of passing we can do tonight. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of passing later on in the runs. Early on, maybe. We've got a battle here for 6th place as Jonathan Cofield passes Steve Loving. Cofield had a tough night last night in the ARCA series. Definitely looking to try and improve upon that. First incident, it was kind of on him, and everything after that really wasn't, really didn't have much to do with him. So I'll be honest with you, tonight I'm going to do a little bit less talking as I try to give my voice a chance to make it to the end and just let the driver put the show on. You can see it. I don't need to radio call it. Garrett Kinder in that number 13 Ratchet Speed Shop car, taking an early lead. Jonah Colbert not letting him get away. But Garrett Kinder riding high on the win last week at Atlanta. Garrett Kinder's got 3 wins on the season. It's really come on strong. Hadn't had a win all season long until March. And since March 26th, has 3 wins. He's won every other week. So if the pattern stays, he won't win this week, but he'll win next week or he won't win this week. He'll win next week at Texas. But man, I can't tell you how much improvement I've seen out of Garrett Kinder over the last year. He was already really fast, just a little maybe rough around the edges, I guess is the way to say it. And here recently, he is really just blown up as far as speed and ability to finish races and get some wins. He is a threat every week in almost every series he runs. And I've talked about it before, he's really versatile, able to run all kinds of different cars and tracks. If it's got a wheel and maybe a couple tires on it, he can make it happen. And having a good start here, 8 laps. Of course, always in this series, no fast repairs, so take care of your car. Probably about 5 or 6 sets of tires. You'll probably want to be pitting every time the caution comes out if there is one. As the tires can be very, very difficult to hang on to for that long, as Josh Lokovitz's coming down pit road already. He may have had some contact. The Kinder Farmer Ranch Wreckage rewind and see what happened to him. Chuck on the outside hits those bumps, comes down and tail slaps the wall, but just a single incident. Surprised the caution didn't come out there, but able to keep it together. Fortunately, going to be on pit road for a while as he gets some damage fixed. Steve Loving settling here in 7th. He started in 7th. He let one guy go and made up another spot. Aaron Adcock has dropped back about 6 spots since the drop of the green flag. So not having a good run so far, but the 200 laps, you really got plenty of time to settle down. Got a little bit of damage you can see on that right front. It's a little bit crinkled, so he's already made a little bit of contact with the wall. And that makes for a frustrating night. Having to nurse that damage around the track. Basically have to hope for a caution that you can come down pit road and spend any amount of time. You come down for green flag pit stops, you're really not going to spend that much time fixing some damage as Jamie Mullins gets his back bumper. Watching this, you can see how bumpy the track is as they go down to the corner. You can see his helmet just bouncing around. So many bumps. Mullins making a pass on Chuck. So Jamie slowly working his way through the field. Currently running in ninth position. Check on Jonathan Cofield. Moved up in the 4th spot. As he gets around Daniel Cunningham. Well, Kevin Kinder, Jonah Colbert was on the pole. Garrett had a great restart, or not a restart, a start. The initial start on the outside was able to take the lead. And this is how they've been running ever since. Jonah been right behind him. But Garrett able to take over the top spot. And right now, Jonah is just trying to keep pace. Got about 15 drivers in the field tonight. First round of 8. So got a couple races to set the Final Four at Phoenix. We got Rockingham this week and Texas next week. And the way they do the point system in this series is you pretty much carry over your points every round. So Jonah Colbert with a solid lead as he has 7 wins on the season. He's got a really good points lead, so he's pretty much a shoe-in to the Final Four. Going to be really difficult for anybody to take that away from him. Probably pretty much impossible as he's at a 32.07 on points. Daniel Cunningham in second is a 31.87. Chuck Pegleg Phelps, the first driver. Ooh, my goodness. Garrett Kinder actually has to lock it up as Greg Froelich right in front of him. Greg trying to get out of the way there. Almost a bad deal there for both Jonah and Garrett Kinder, but they are able to get through with no problem. But yeah, Chuck Phelps right now running in 5th place. He needs a good run tonight to try to run down the top 4, which have just been the class of the field all season long. Jonah Colbert, Daniel Cunningham, Garrett Kinder, Steve Loving. But Chuck Phelps, Steve Mcdonald, and Brandon Wallace still are in it. They're just going to need a whole lot of help. And the field's being smaller during the playoffs. It's going to be more and more difficult. We'll look through the lap time history of the top 2. See, running very similar lap times. Hardly any difference at all. 0.06 of a second. slower Jonah was last lap by, this lap by. He was a tenth slower that time. So lap 30 of 200 in this very, very long race. So far, been caution-free, and everybody kind of getting spread out now, as expected in this series. You'll see the track map. Everybody has sort of a gap as they've already started lapping the field. As Greg Froenick goes a lap down, Steve Mcdonald, the next driver in line at the end of the straightaway here, to go a lap down. We go back here and see that Jason Warren now has been able to get around the 54. I talked to Daniel just a little bit before the race. Didn't seem too excited about this this race. Pretty difficult combo of cars. Go on board with Daniel Cunningham as he's now looking to the inside of the number 32 Velocity Motorsports Ford Mustang. And Jason Warren just lets him go. So Daniel Cunningham back up into the fourth position. Garrett Kinder said he was worried he's going to be a little bit slower on the initial start of the race, but man, was he wrong. Comes out of the gate just scooting, and as the run has gone on, still one of the fastest cars on the track, obviously, because he's leading a couple laps here and there. Jamie Mullins, Jonathan Cofield will be a little bit faster, but setting a pretty good pace. As it comes up on lap traffic, it's going to have to do a good job of navigating it. These two are fighting for position. Go around to the outside of Matt Clement in that 19 Pennzoil car. Matt going to stay low. Got a little bit of damage to that right front. Kevin Kinder, this is the first round of 8. So we'll do this race and then Texas next week and set the final 4 for the championship. So far, the final 4 looking pretty solid. We kind of talked about it already, but talk about it again. Jonah Colbert, Daniel Cunningham, Garrett Kinder, and Steve Loving comfortably in the top 4. Steve Loving, not so much. He's about 13 points ahead of Chuck Phelps, who's in the 6th place. So he can't afford to have a bad race. He just needs to finish ahead of Chuck. And most likely these drivers will move on. They would have to have a catastrophic race and maybe a little bit bigger field to have trouble. And Jonah Colbert actually gets in the wall there on the front stretch. See the right side of that 31 race graphics. Dale Earnhardt replica. Got a little stripe on it. As Garrett Kinder goes around Chuck Phelps, putting him a lap down at this pace. Good grief. At this pace, we're going to be lapping up to the 6th place. As far as pit strategy, you know, I don't know if they can make it to lap 100 or, you know, if that was possible, that's what you'd do, but I don't think you can make it that far on fuel. So I'm going to guess folks are going to start coming down pit road between lap 60 and 70. Probably make this race, if it goes green all the way, which it definitely looks like it could, make it into a 2-stop race. I tell you, this Cup car has definitely taken the turn for the better. The racing this season has just been incredible. It's been a really fun season. Started out with a kind of being a draft fest car. He thought every track was going to feel a lot like Talladega. They've updated it with the NASCAR changes and definitely went in a more positive direction. Definitely have to drive it. And we got a battle for second place as Jonah has started to fade pretty badly with that damage, that right front damage. Definitely going to make a big difference. The car is already tight enough. The last thing you need to do is push in that right front anymore. But yeah, this, you know, I was a little bit worried about the next gen car. Didn't think I was gonna like it. Of course, in real life, I think the next gen car has really had some really good racing this season. Really impressed with the first iteration. Hopefully, they keep working on it, paying attention to the races and how they are. I don't miss the days of the Gen 6 car with that high downforce package. They can take that and shove it up there, you know what. But the racing this season has been pretty phenomenal. Love to see guys spinning out, get loose, really having to fight the car. So hopefully that continues. And on iRacing, it's definitely been a positive change. Don't think it's the best oval car on the service, but it's definitely moved up the list since the updates. Cofield getting up to the back bumper. Looks like it's an inevitable pass here. Is Cofield going to go down to the bottom? Don't know how hard Jonah will fight. Doesn't look like much at all as he takes over the second spot. So Cofield up 6 spots. Only Jamie Mullins has passed more cars at this point. Cofield probably happy to see that this race is going green. He can kind of get the taste out of his mouth for the race last night in the ARCA series, which was a rough one for him. But yeah, I mean, of course, the ARCA series here at Rockingham too, so it take a little bit that he learned from there, but he's going to have to find something. Find it quick after these pit stops. Garrett Kinder Still laying down some really, really fast laps. Easily the fastest car on the track still. I'll show you the lap time history here. As you see, Kinder over a 10th and a half faster 3-4 laps in a row. See Greg Froenick go another lap down. He's been on and off pit road with damage, probably got into the wall a little bit. See what 58 laps on tires looks like in Rockingham in the tough car. Of course, you notice right away he's running in 4th gear. There are 5 gears in this car, but using just 4 of them right now. Go on board with somebody else, see if they're doing the same thing. Just check on Brandon Wallace. Definitely using 4th gear. See Aaron Adcock in 5th gear, so you'll see some guys try some different things. As tight as this, being able to have higher torque off the corner in that 4th gear just makes a big difference on how soon you can get on the throttle. Looks like all those fellas are doing it 4th gear all the way through. So like a couple drivers trying to run in 5th, but no doubt 4th gear looks to be the fastest one. Man, 63 green flag laps, and Steve Loving about to go a lap down here in that 27 car. Steve Loving currently in the top 4, doing what he has to do. He's still ahead of Chuck Phelps, but definitely off the pace tonight, just not having a good run. Already have a taker for pit road. We'll see if that opens up. It's around lap 65. I think that's what I assumed everybody would start coming in pit road. And so Matt Clement comes down pit road. Here comes Jason Warren. So definitely the pit cycle is going to begin here. And you see Jason Warren's got a little bit of damage to that right front. He had dropped back a little bit. So the tires definitely eat up. Probably not that fun to drive. So he comes in, brings in the 32 machine. Oh, and actually misses his pit stall, slides through it a little bit. Steve Loving, after going a lap down, decides to come on down and get 4 tires and fuel. Try to make up a little bit of time on Garrett Kinder. That way, when Garrett does come down pit road, maybe he can be out in front, using those new tires to kind of jump back on the lead lap and hope for a quick caution to get him caught back up. Yeah, everybody really spread out right now. Not a whole lot to talk about. We talked about the playoffs enough. Talked about these cars, but it's always a good thing when you have long green flag runs. While cautions can be exciting, definitely for watching. Man, it's really nice every once in a while just to have a long green flag run. Maybe a green flag is number 13 going to surrender the lead here. Come down pit road. See him come down really early as the car is so tight. You try to get down on the apron as soon as you can. And you see Jonah Colbert coming in behind him. So leaders come down pit road. That will pretty much bring everybody else in, as you can't afford to stay out there. All new tires, as currently Jason Warren lapping about a second and a half faster than everybody else on those new tires. So a second and a half every lap, that's a lot, and you could lose a whole lot of time if you stay out there too long, but we'll see what these guys decide to do. Cofield still on track. So far, the cars who have stayed out, Jonathan Cofield, Jamie Mullins, Brandon Wallace, Aaron Adcock, and Steve Mcdonald. And Steve Mcdonald now comes down pit road. You know, it's a interesting idea. Normally when when the guy in front of you pits, you pretty much need to pit a lap after, because he's making up so much time on you right now that you're not going to be able to really do much about. Oh, when Jason Warren gets into the wall. And Jamie Mullins comes down pit road in the 111. Camaro. Cofield would love to see a caution, because that would give him the ability to come down pit road and get some tires and hang on to the lead, as Garrett Kinder and everybody else would have to be would have to get either the EOL or get waved around. So not a terrible strategy. But once he pits, though, he's going to be behind by a whole bunch, and he's going to have to make it up on the track. Oh, man. Oh, no. And Jason Warren gets a little bit tight off the corner, and they don't make contact, but Cofield going to smack the wall a little bit, trying to avoid that 32 machine coming up into him. Sort of a reaction there, and that gets him a little bit of damage. And he's going to immediately come into pit road now. So Cofield going to give up the lead. No fast repairs, so every little bit of damage is going to last you to the end of the race, especially without a whole bunch of cautions to get that thing fixed. Like I said earlier, you're not going to be able to stay on pit road and fix a whole bunch of damage. That gives the lead over to Brandon Wallace. Garrett Kinder on the front stretch now. Brandon Wallace coming off turn 4, so Garrett Kinder back on the lead lap. Has been able to unlap himself. We'll actually pull up the track map here. And the next person in line is going to be Cofield as he comes out of pit road, so he's going to have to run down. Brandon Wallace pretty quick to get back on the lead lap. And Brandon Wallace, though, going to come down pit road. It's not going to matter. So gives up the lead. Aaron Adcock will take over the lead for now until he decides to come down pit road. And then they will turn the race back over to Garrett Kinder. Aaron Adcock been on the track on these sets of tires for 80 laps. That's a long, long time. Oh, a caution's out. Cofield goes around. Jonathan Cofield wrecks on the back straightaway. What in the world? And he is sitting still. I don't know if that thing, we can't get it cranked or what's going on. He does get it backed up. Guess he's waiting on the field to pass by, but caution comes out. First caution of the night on lap 83. And doesn't have that much damage. I don't know what happened to him. Let's see. Get a run here on Josh Lokovitz. Oh, just coming off the corner, down on the bottom, and just gets loose. And looks like everybody able to avoid him. Brings out the caution. And man, if you're Aaron Adcock, boy, you're smiling from ear to ear. As I believe there's only about 4 drivers on the lead lap, and so that's going to give him the ability to pit from the lead, and everybody else is going to follow suit. We'll see what the lap situation looks like. Is some drivers are going to stay out on track and get the wave around, which is what Jamie Mullins is doing. I think he'll be the lucky dog, so he'll get it for free and actually get to come down pit road. And Jonah Colbert is going to be the next driver, and he'll be waiting on a wave around, which is man, that's tough. I mean, he last pitted on lap 68. That's quite a bit of time on tires. It's going to be a huge disadvantage whenever they go back green. But these drivers get to come down pit road, and Aaron Adcock gets to spend a little bit of time fixing some damage. So, I mean, it worked out in his favor quite a lot. I mean, he can sit on pit road the whole time, and he'll come out in 5th place. As long as he gets out before the waiver rounds. So a nice stroke of luck there for Aaron Adcock, and unfortunately for Jonathan Cofield, he is getting some repairs as well. That will give the lead back to Garrett Kinder, which Garrett did not want to see that caution. I can tell you that, as he had a 13 to 14 second lead over Daniel Cunningham, Jonathan Cofield. But he definitely didn't want to see that caution, as he had built up quite a bit of a lead. And now it is all gone, but he's definitely been the fastest car. There's been a few drivers here a little bit faster, but all of them having trouble. Jonah taking the waiver round. Jonathan Cofield, he's now, I believe, a lap down with some damage. So you got to be feeling pretty good if you're a fan of the 13 or if you're the driver of the 13. So it looks like your wave around drivers are Jonah Colbert, Eric Burkhalter, and Brandon Wallace, who are able to get themselves back on the lead lap. Brandon Wallace is going to have the freshest tires out of those. Of course, Jamie Mullins in 5th place. He was the Lucky Dog recipient. He'll have to start behind everybody. So you see him currently slowing down. He'll have to start behind the lap down cars. So he'll have to let the whole field go by as the Lucky Dog does get an end of the longest line penalty. Looks like they're still trying to get everything sorted out as they are coming to the green flag. Don't know if they're going to throw another caution to extend this a little bit, let everybody get caught up, but if not, we'll go green. Yeah, we still have a long way to go. All right, pace car does go down pit road, and Garrett Kinder going to take the green flag. Battle for the lead starting to heat up just a little bit. Jason Warren feeling frisky on this restart. A little bit rejuvenated as he able to see the back end of his 13 and get some of that damage fixed. Car looks like it's pretty quick. He is flirting with that outside wall. Oh, Aaron Adcock gonna hit the outside wall and go down and clobber the inside. Green flag is still out, but man, that looked like a hard hit. As he's got smoke coming out of that car. That's a meatball for sure. And that means he's got to come down and get those repairs. Anytime you hit the front of that car anywhere, engine damage sure follows. And so that will be the end of Adcock's race. He comes down, no fast repair. He'll have to sit there and get that thing fixed back up. Go back out front. Garrett Kinder was able to pull away there on that last couple laps while we were checking in on Aaron. Check in on Jamie Mullins as he has been able to get around the wave around drivers. Like I said, Jonah Colbert, Eric Burkhalter, Brandon Wallace, those drivers not able to come down and get pit road as they took the wave around. they're going to have to try to hoof it on these older tires. Everybody in front of them drives away, which has got to be the most frustrating thing. But there's really not much they can do about it. It's always better to be on the lead lap and hope for a caution later than it is to come down and stay a lap down. Jamie Mullins driving up through the lap cars, through the older tires, and is sitting in fourth place. It's about 5 seconds behind Garrett Kinder, but solidly in the fourth place. Sets his eyes on Daniel Cunningham. It's about 3 seconds ahead. Whew. Y'all, I need something to talk about. I don't know. Need somebody in chat to say something, man. We're just over halfway. We got to do all that all over again. As whoever made this 200 laps is a big old doo-doo head. Garrett Kinder, Jason Warren able to, Jason Warren keeping Garrett pretty close, about 5/10 back. And then it's about 3 seconds back to Daniel Cunningham. Thank you, Kevin. Watching to see if this race lead's going to materialize. Jason not letting him get away. Has had a couple laps where he's a little bit faster. 32 right to the back bumper of the 13. Kevin Kinder says, is it turn 4 that it's bumpy hill? It's the whole track, Kevin. The whole track is just a just a mess. I'll go on board with Jason Warren, and you can see what these guys are dealing with. You see how that 13 is just bouncing in each corner, all throughout the corner. Even the straightaways have got quite a bit of bumps. Definitely off of turn 4 is pretty bad. Watches it go down into turn 1 and still just slams that car down. It makes it tough. Right there, it's just really, really tough because if you hit them just right, it could be tight. If you hit it, you know, a certain way, it can make your car loose. So you really have to be on top of things. Can't fall asleep here because it'll catch you. Garrett Kinder's starting to pull away a little bit now. They got pretty close, and Garrett Kinder hit the NOS button. He is gone. Well, while we're having this green flag run, let's go through the field, see how everybody's doing. Garrett Kinder, Jason Warren up here battling for the lead. You go 4 seconds back, you've got Daniel Cunningham in the Rowdy Energy Toyota Camry. A Final Four almost shoe-in at this point. Had a great season. Has 2 wins on the season. One at Bristol Dirt and then one at Richmond. So he knows how to get to victory lane. The last few races just haven't been too great to him, but he's having a great run in 3rd place. As I can tell you, the thing about Daniel is just some tracks, man, just hit just right for him, and then some don't. He definitely has some favorite tracks of his, but he's currently running in 3rd, doing good. Jamie Mullins started in 13th position, running 4th, having a great run. Got to get the the Lucky Dog, excuse me. Last caution, had to drive up through the field through the lap cars, but does have fresh tires, and it is definitely having a great run tonight. Running in 5th is Jonah Colbert. He has, he's about 15 lap older tires on that 31 machine, so he definitely is going to have a caution if he's going to have any chance of getting back up there and fighting for this win. Currently about 2.7 seconds behind Jamie Mullins, so he's got some chances to make some passes and maybe make up a couple spots, but really needs a caution to get back equalized on tires. He's having to put a whole lot of work in to stay with these guys. Eric Burkhalter in 6th place. Got a little battle here between him and 7th place, Brandon Wallace, right behind him in that 99 machine. Brandon Wallace has about 10 lap fresher tires. We saw him one of the last cars to pit before that caution came out, so he has a little bit of advantage on the whole field. Just fortunately had to get the wave around. On these drivers, Jonathan Cofield, he is about 32 seconds behind Garrett Kinder, aka I believe he is now a lap down. Man, just a tough race. Drove up to 2nd place, and we saw him spin there off the corner, trying to make a pass on Josh Lokovitz. Had kind of settled in 2nd place at that point, and finds himself back in 8th place, a lap down. Steve Loving, another one of those drivers who got caught a lap down on that caution. Elects to come down pit road and take tires. But he's running in 9th place. Steve, another one of those drivers who is solidly in the top 4, I believe. I think it would take a whole lot to knock him out. As long as he finishes ahead of Chuck Feltz, which he is 2 spots ahead of him, he'll be fine come next week. Right behind Steve Loving is Steve Mcdonald. He's had an up and down night, but is currently running in 10th place where he started. But 3 laps down, so just trying to get to the end. Chuck on the same lap as him. Chuck on the outside looking in of the top 4. Needed a good race tonight, but just hasn't been able to get this car nailed down at Rockingham. So he's gonna have to come out of the gates firing all cylinders at Texas next week. He's currently running in 11th place. Matt Clement in the Pennzoil car. He running in 12th place, has moved up a few spots, but seems to be struggling as well. That right side looking a little squished in. In 13, Greg Froelich in that Toyota, just sleek black, no sponsors, a little sponsorless number 14 machine tonight. He's running in 13th. Josh Lokovitz on track. Josh had a tough night too. He is currently running in 14th, and Aaron Adcock with that engine damage still sitting on pit road. Like I said, his race is done. There's your field, 15 drivers, which is pretty good for a race with 3 races to go here in Original Rebels. Guys like to get a little bit nervous, want to stay out of the way whenever playoffs come around. Don't want to get into it with other playoff drivers. And heck, some guys, after they get knocked out of the playoffs, they go, well, I don't have much to race for anymore, so I'll come back next season. Go back up to the front. We see Garrett Kidder get a little bit loose off of turn 4 as he's going to lose a little bit of time, but he's about 2 seconds ahead of Jason Warren. So already setting sail again. In that 13 Ratchet Speed Shop, Kinder Farm and Ranch Ford Mustang. $70 laps to go. We'll have another pit stop, either under caution or another green flag pit stop before the end of this one. Another 10 laps and the window will be open, maybe 5 to 10 actually. Interested to see if anybody takes advantage of that. If you're Jonah Colbert, you would love to go ahead and take tires as soon as possible, as he is the first driver on really, really old. So him, Eric Burkhalter, Brandon Wallace could definitely take advantage of that situation. Come down, go ahead and get fresh tires. Get out there, try to make up some time. Jamie Mullins is about a second behind Daniel Cunningham. You know, it'd be a good idea to come on down pit road, get fresh tires, go out there and undercut Daniel. As Jamie's been on the move all race long. And same with Jason Warren. Maybe something that these guys try to at least get some track position. It's very, very hard to pass. I mean, for Jason Warren, I think maybe if you get out in front of Garrett, you might be able to hold him off. So we'll see what they decide to do. Of course, you could be a little bit gun shy. A lot of guys kind of got screwed by that that last caution. Go check in on Eric Burkhalter and Brandon Wallace battling for 6th place. Brandon Wallace did not have a good turn there as he gets up out of the groove. Not able to get a run down the straightaway. Been getting through this turn pretty well, so let's see if he's able to make up any ground. Not quite. Eric Burkhalter about a 10th, 2/10 faster than that last lap. This battle's been going on for quite a while. Brandon Wallace within 3/10 now. Let's see if he can just not quite able to get there. Let's go up here and check this battle. Daniel Cunningham and Jamie Mullins. Jamie Mullins finally has run him down. Jamie get a nice run off of turn 2. A lot of speed going down into 3 and 4. Let's see how they both attack this corner. Looks like he definitely took care of his tires maybe a little bit better than Daniel, because he's able to get on the gas and a lot of traction off the corner. Jamie gonna get a good run here, gonna peek down the inside. And as Jason Warren does come down pit road, get his last set of tires, last bit of fuel, assuming that we stay green. So Jason Warren, first one down pit road. We'll see what everybody else does. Jason Warren going to come back on track and be ripping these lap times. Garrett Kendrick doesn't waste any time, comes down pit road. Eric Burkhalter coming down, and Daniel Cunningham also making his stop. Steve Loving. So everybody just coming on in, not wasting any time. And your new leader, Jamie Mullins. Boy, I tell you what, if you're Garrett Kendrick, Jason Warren, just don't want to make a mistake on pit road, as man, with these green flag runs, every second it's going to mean a whole bunch on the track. You don't want to make a mistake, a second here, a second there. I mean, it could just really change your race. And it looks like Jason Warren is still on pit road. I'm not really sure what's going on. Man, does he have required repairs? That would be terrible. If he has to come down and actually there's some repairs he has to fix. You know, not really sure. He's been on pit road for over a minute now, so either he has some required repairs that he needs to get done that iRace is forcing him to do, or if he is just going ahead and getting all of his repairs done. I'm not real sure. Let's actually go back a lap and see. Did he get to the wall or something that kind of caused that? I don't know. He was the first one to come down pit road. Does give a little tag there. Didn't look too bad though. Yeah, not sure, but he is still sitting on pit road. Almost 2 minutes now. And that will for sure take him out of the race. But Jamie Mullins still in the lead. Has yet to come down and make his stop. Jonah Colbert and Brandon Wallace as well. Well, we've got some awards to give out, so we might as well go ahead and do that now. So we'll go ahead and give the P&J Hard Luck Award out to Aaron Adcock, who is currently sitting on pit road with engine damage. And has not been able to get out. So definitely has some repairs that he can't do anything about. So that's your P&J Hard Luck Award winner, Aaron Adcock. Right in front of him, though, is another candidate, because I just found out that Jason Warren caught speeding. So I don't know what the hold is for speeding, but apparently it was enough that he decided to sit there, either getting repairs or calling it a day. Not real sure. He's been on pit road for over 3 minutes now, but we'll give them both. Both of them going to have the P&J Hard Luck Award. That's pretty tough for both of them. But as far as the best paint, I got to give it to Jason Warren tonight. Trying to see what the front of that is, so we can, as Jamie Mullins does come down pit road now to get his stop. Let's go back with Jason Warren, try to give the Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA number 32 machine. That's going to be your best paint of the night. Smil Racing Designs. So congratulations to him. I like that paint scheme. Good looking scheme. Brand new. I don't think I've seen him run that. And pretty nice. Even has the logo on the pit sign, so well, all right, we'll go back to the leader who has yet to make his pit stop, and that's Jonah Colbert. You see the difference in tires as Chuck Phelps just drives on by. Kevin just telling a joke in YouTube chat. That's pretty good. Thank you, Kevin. Garrett Kinder has been able to unlap himself, and he's about 13 seconds behind the leader. He's about a second faster per lap. Of course, he will take over the lead if and when Jonah and Brandon come down pit road. But yeah, Jonah and Brandon really would love to see a caution. They were both kind of got screwed by that the last pit cycle, so they're probably just digging their heels in, saying, nope, not going to pit, not going to get screwed again, and just come in the last possible second. See the lap time difference on your screen has 7, 9 tenths, 7 tenths, 9 tenths, almost a second every lap. And Jonah Colbert now making his way down pit road. Will surrender the lead. Must have stayed out as long as possible. He's going to come out and have quite a bit of speed in that car. We'll see where he comes out, see if he's able to make up any spots. As Brandon Wallace in the lead for now, but a couple laps from now, that 13 will scoot on by. As you see the 13 there coming on the screen right there. Oh, Brandon Wallace trying to get out of the way, and he's going to hit the wall, not really knowing maybe where Garrett Kinder was going to go. And so Brandon Wallace hard hit into the wall. He still doesn't come down pit road. I think at that point, I think I would just come on down. But a hard lick on that 99 machine. He's going to have to come down for sure. He might be scared to come down pit road. They may hold him there. Yeah, he last pitted on lap 79, so he has got a lot on that 99 machine. And going to bring it down now. Hopefully he doesn't have too many repairs. Able to get back on the track. And Garrett Kinder in the 13, going to take over the lead. Well, as of right now, there are 3 cars on the lead lap. It seems worse than it actually is. There's some a bad caution during a pit cycle that really hurt some drivers and put them behind the 8 ball. And but right now, Garrett Kinder has a 14-second lead over second place Jamie Mullins and Daniel Cunningham. So they are actually in danger by the end of this race of going a lap down. So if Garrett Kinder can lap the whole field, that would be a feat for sure. As looks like Brandon Wallace is still sitting on pit road. That looked pretty dang hard, so he comes down and fixes about 41 seconds of it. Still going to hold on to 7th place, though. Jonah Colbert is screaming right now, trying to get a caution, just drive as hard as he can, just set a personal best for the race. Laying down some really, really fast lap times. Currently the first car lap down, so he can definitely run down Garrett Kinder and unlap himself. That's about 4 seconds to run him down. We'll definitely most likely do that unless something happens. But if a caution does come out, he will be the lucky dog and be able to get back on the lead lap with a fresh set of tires and maybe challenge for the win. But see Garrett Kinder right in front of him, not too far away. All he can to get up there and do it the old-fashioned way, because if you do get an EOL, you do have to start at the end of the longest line. So if Jonah can get up there and pass him, the caution does come out, he gets to come back around, pit with everybody else on the lead lap, and start up with the leaders. That would give the lucky dog over to Eric Burkhalter. So I'm sure Eric would love for him to go up there and pass him as well. Oh, Greg Froelich slow on the front stretch, gets out of the way, but that was a scary moment if you're the 13. Eric Kinder going to move over, give the high side to Jonah. And fourth place, Jonah Colbert unlaps himself, so he will gets himself back on the lead lap and moves the lucky dog down to Eric Burkhalter. So the number 31 of Jonah Colbert, number 71 of Eric Burkhalter, begging for a caution right now. That would definitely benefit both of them. But, and I'm not really sure that's going to happen. 20 laps to go when they come across the stripe here. And Jamie Mullins being respectable and has cut that 14-second gap he had down to 12 seconds. He has made up a little bit of time on Garrett Kinder, but it's just not going to be enough. The lap times are just too similar. Jamie Mullins about eight laps fresher tires, but that's just not going to be enough. Garrett Kinder just dominating this race from the get-go. Got out front, really has not given it up. Well, and I would show y'all some battles on the track, but there are none. The closest drivers to each other is Daniel Cunningham, 3.2 seconds. Behind Jamie Mullins. And that's the closest battle on the track. So we stay here on the leader. Greg Froenick coming out of pit road. Greg's been on pit road about 5 times tonight, so probably decided, hey, I'm running back here anyway, might as well come down pit road, get some tires. I got them in the pits, might as well use them. Can't take them with me. We'll watch Jonah Colbert try to slice and dice through this lap traffic. He has to go under Brandon Wallace, who is still running in that 7th place. Steve Mcdonald and Steve Loving there. Steve Mcdonald goes down to the apron to let those fellas by. So Jonah going to go get up to the back bumper of his teammate, who is currently running in 6th. So that's right. Jonah Colbert in 4th place, just past Steve Loving in 6th. Just shows you how spread out these drivers are. And there's the skill gap here. You know, a lot of tracks you'll have, you know, very few guys a lap down, but here, the long green flag run, the skill gap is definitely there. Some guys really taken to this track and some just not able to pick it up as fast. And you can definitely see the difference in that. We'll go back and check the leader. Garrett Kinder still holding about a 12-second lead over Jamie Mullins. Just has to hit his marks, not get caught up in any mess, stay out of the wall, you know, he could just kind of cruise to victory here. He's still running the fastest laps on the track, but he could, only person that's faster is Jonathan Cofield on fresh tires. But he really doesn't have to put a whole lot of effort into this one. Is really the only thing that could take this away from him is getting caught up in maybe a lap car or oh, see somebody get loose back there. Who was that? No idea who that was. Looks like it was Greg Froenick getting loose on those new tires. But yeah, I mean, he just stay within the wall and the inside wall and the outside wall and just kind of cruise. And he's got this thing in the bag, but he's still running just as hard as he was before. Of course, you know, one thing you kind of do in this situation, you see these two drivers up here, if they start to maybe look like they're wanting to battle, fight it out for position here, you kind of just back off and let those guys have at it. Don't try to get up in there and be a part of it. When you have a lead like this, Just let them battle it out. Doesn't concern you one bit. Of course, those drivers already a lap down. Garrett Kinder will be putting them 2 laps down. So there's really no advantage for Garrett Kinder to go up there and even try to trap somebody a lap down or anything like that. There's old Ratchet Miller, made it in chat. Yeah, 13 has kicked their butts tonight, making Ratchet Speed Shop look good. You're gonna have to pay a little extra to be on that car after this race, I think, Ratchet. Yeah, Garrett Kinder way too close for my liking. I'd be backing off. I'd probably drop back a couple seconds with 5 laps to go. Chuck pulls off the track. 5 laps to go. I'm just backing out of it. Going to be rolling and give those guys about 4-second buffer to race it out if they want to. He's a lot braver than I am. That's why he's leading this race and going to most likely win it. All right, 3 laps to go for Garrett Kinder. Got a 10.3 second lead over second place Jamie Mullins. Like I said, just has to cruise, and he's got this thing in the bag. As there he goes, does exactly what I would do, just backs off, lets Brandon Wallace go. Just gonna ride behind him. He's given up a lot of time, but man, it doesn't matter, Jamie, whether you know, if you remember Vin Diesel, he said whether you win by an inch or a mile, winning's winning. As Brandon does get a little bit tight off that corner. All right, white flag is out for Garrett Kinder. Just has to make 4 more corners. He's going to bring this thing home. Hour and 40-minute race. It's been a long one, but a lot of good green flag racing, and we got to see the best on the track take the win, and Garrett Kinder takes the checkered flag in the Kinder Farm and Wrench Ratchet Speed Shot number 13 Ford Mustang. Your winner there, Garrett Kinder. Jamie Mullins going to come home in second place. And Daniel Cunningham going to cross the line in third. So a pretty dominating race for the 13. Man, just showed a whole lot of strength tonight, and was just put on an impressive race. Just as my goodness, he oh my goodness, just goes flying in the air. Let's go ahead and bring up the results. See where everybody finished. Garrett Kinder, Jamie Mullins, Daniel Cunningham, your top 3. Jonah Colbert fights back for a 4th place finish. Eric Burkhalter rounds out the top 5. Steve Loving 6th, Brandon Wallace 7th, Matt Clement 8th, Chuck Pegleg Phelps 9th, 10th, Steve McDonald, Greg Fronek 11th, Josh Lokovitz 12th, Jonathan Cofield 13th, Jason Warren 14th, and Aaron Adcock 15th. Well, Jamie Mullins is going to win the Ray Cobb Hard Charger Award. Congratulations to him. And we're going to go ahead and get into the Shappy Edits post-race interviews, starting with Daniel Cunningham. Hey, Daniel, sitting in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir, Eddie. I got you.
Oh, Lord. Hang on 1 second. All right, say something now.
Hey, you got me now? You got me, Eddie?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. All right, go ahead.
Hey, you got me now?
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I had some audio issues. OBS had an issue at the start of the race, and I hadn't fixed all the problems apparently. All right, well, man, congratulations, the third place finish. That was a long, grueling race, but a lot of green flag racing. Really kind of tested your mettle as a driver, and but man, you're able to make all the right calls and come home in third place. Talk to me about your race.
Yeah. I mean, definitely happy with the result. Feel like I didn't have the outright pace that Kinder or Jonah or Mullins had. They definitely had me beat on just overall speed. So just trying to keep myself clean, run a decent race. Plus, I know in the points I've got a pretty decent cushion to the cutoff. So trying to keep that in mind and just race to the situation. So yeah, overall can't complain. Decent result.
Well, all right. Well, you got Texas next week, and then Phoenix. How you feel about those two tracks? As you like you said, pretty much a shoe in to the top four. Don't really see you, Garrett, or Jonah dropping out. Steve Loving is pretty much there, especially after tonight. But Chuck able to come in about 3 spots behind him, so he's not out of the woods just yet. But you three definitely in. How you feeling about the next couple races, and especially Phoenix?
It's going to be interesting because this car compared to the Gen 6 car, it seems like the tracks that I was good at with the Gen 6 are more of a weak spot with the next gen and vice versa. So, Phoenix, the last time we raced there in the Gen 6, it definitely wasn't one of my stronger races. But it seems to me like it should race pretty similar to Richmond, where I had a good run earlier, so and started the playoffs off pretty good there. So, hopefully, hopefully can get a good run there. And Texas is interesting. It's even though it's god awful in real life, it's one of my favorite tracks on iRacing, and I usually tend to run pretty well there. So, yeah, just hoping to have a good finish next week, and then hopefully carry some momentum to Phoenix.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, as a lone Toyota in the playoffs, man, I mean, somebody's got to carry the banner, so that somebody's going to be you. Well, congratulations on tonight. I mean, a great run, third place finish. Who you got to thank? Sponsor shout outs.
Yeah, appreciate you putting on the broadcast. Thanks to Rowdy Energy as always, keeping me awake through that long, grueling race that we had. You mentioned I'm the lone, well, pretty much the lone Toyota in the field, so got to thank the extra 10 horsepower that I get from driving a cheating Yoder. So, yeah, just a good night overall. Appreciate what you do putting on the broadcast, Eddie.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate the kind words. Well, there you have it. Third place finisher, Daniel Cunningham. Let's talk to Jamie Mullins. Jamie, the city in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. How you doing tonight?
Oh, hey, buddy. It pretty good. You did pretty good too. Ray Cobb Hard Charge Award. Up 11 spots from where you started. The car seemed like it was something that really you took to pretty easily. Maybe a little bit better track position from the start. Maybe you contend for that win. Is you were definitely pretty damn fast all night long. After that green flag pit stop, the caution that came out, you got the EOL with that start in the back, kind of put you behind the eight ball, but still came home with a second place finish. I mean, tell me about your race and how'd it go for you?
Well, this is a fun track. It's kind of hard to drive, so you got to kind of take it easy a little bit, and of course the tires will wear after a while. But to be honest, I was just happy to finish race. I didn't even know I finished the podium until Pegleg come across at the end and said, "Congrats on the podium." I was like, "Holy cow!" I wasn't paying no attention. I was just in a groove, running my race and doing what I needed to do. But I guess it worked out.
Well, all right. Well, hey, good finish. You're not in the playoffs, but that don't matter. You're up here racing, and would love to see if you had something for Garrett. Maybe if we got a caution there. Been fun to see y'all race it out, but second place pretty dang good too. Who you got to thank? You got any sponsor shout outs, friends, family?
Well, yeah, just ORRL in general first, ORRL Farms, y'all, Rebels Racing Network. You put out a great product every time you do a broadcast, man. I can't wait to go back and watch this stuff. Intensity, peg leg felts. Since Kinder wanted, you got to throw out Kinder Farm and Ranch for that. Dang Lang Racing Designs, he paints my trucks for me, so BK Motorsports, and everybody else that makes this league possible. To me, like I said, I have fun here. It's great league.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, may skip this one. I don't know. As far as going back and watching it, I don't know if it'll be that exciting. An hour and 45 minutes. Very, very tough track to pass. Cars get really spread out. It was a tough one for sure. But man, you had a great race, great finish. Looking forward to seeing what you can do the rest of these couple races. Maybe steal a couple wins from these playoff drivers. What do you think?
I'd be good. I'd love to do that. Just because they got a P by their name doesn't mean you don't have to. It means you got to roll over, race them, but do it cleanly. Try not to get into them, but make them earn it.
Absolutely. Well, all right. Congratulations on second place, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you, sir. Have a good.
Well, he says he didn't know what position he was in, but I tell you what, I ain't never heard of a racer on this earth that wasn't looking over there seeing where he was running. I don't believe that for 1 second. What y'all think? But all right, let's get the winner in here. And Garrett Kendrick said, "You got me."
I got you, Eddie. What's up?
All right. Well, you pretty much whooped the field tonight. I don't really have any questions for you. Because I mean, there's really nothing to ask. I know how your race went. I watched the whole thing. It was an hour and 45 minutes. So you just curb stomping a bunch of fast ass drivers. I guess the question I have is, I mean, where do you think you made? I mean, you were able to get the lead on the start, which I thought was really important. But where do you think the speed differential was? Because it just seemed like over a long run, which we luckily had, you just were able to be more consistent than anybody else.
I mean, I think it was really just the lines that were. I didn't see a whole lot of people run them. A lot of people running the kind of that high diamond off in 1 and 2 like I was, but I didn't see a whole lot of people wrapping the bottom in 3 and 4 down there in those bumps. It tended to upset the car, but if you get back on throttle at the right time, it really helped rotate off exit. And I really didn't see anybody doing that. I know Warren, whenever he was running behind me there for a little bit, he tried it out behind me a couple times, but I think as much as I mean, I don't know. I really can't tell you. Rockingham's not usually one of my stronger tracks. I guess it lends itself to my driving style a little bit, just because you can kind of hunt around a little bit and find some different alternative lines to run. I can't tell you why I was faster. I know there were some fast guys up there with me. I know Jonah was, first, half of the race, Jonah was hanging on my bumper. I think he ended up tagging the outside wall and on the front stretch. So he got some damage off that and just never. I mean, he got back on the lead lap, but couldn't really recover and get back up there without a yellow. And like I said, Warren earlier, he was up there with me too. So plenty of fast guys. I can't tell you. Maybe clean air. Maybe you're right. Getting that lead up front was biggest deal.
Well, I mean, you didn't make any mistakes. That's what bit most of the fellas who were up there challenging you. Jason Warren sped down pit road. Jonah tagged the wall. And then he kind of got stuck behind the during that caution during the green flags cycle. Had to go take a wave around, so he was behind the 8 ball. So a lot of guys just making some small mistakes, and you didn't. And I think that was the major point of why you won the race. I now sitting here thinking about it, just a mistake-free, clean race, and you won by 10 seconds. So. I mean, you gotta love it as a driver. It's gotta feel good to just completely come out here and wax everybody's ass. That's just a good feeling, no matter who you are. So
yeah, you're absolutely right. It feels great.
Yeah.
I enjoy racing door to door with somebody just as much as the next guy. But you're exactly right. Every once in a while, it's nice just to come out here and get some long green flag runs and some clean air and just run up front.
There you go. Well, all right, man. Well, who you got to thank? Any sponsors, shout outs, anything like that?
Well, thank you up in the booth, Eddie. I like going back and watching these. I'm ready for you to be racing these next season with us, having a good time, tearing it up with us. So really, really excited about that. I got to thank Kinder Farm and Ranch and Ratchet Speed Shop. Love having them on board. My good buddy Bubba back home, he watched the race, been texting me. Love all y'all watching, supporting me, sending me text messages saying hello and good race and all that stuff. So appreciate y'all. Big Frig and Cross 5 cattle coolers. If you want to keep your stuff hot and keep your stuff cold for cheaper and longer than anybody else, make sure you check out Big Frig and Cross 5 cattle coolers at bigfrig.com. Ray Page over at Wolfpack Racing. I'm another thing. I'm really glad I won tonight because it's a win you advance, and I ain't going to be here next week because I'm going to be hanging out with old Ray down at Texas Motor Speedway for the All-Star race the whole weekend. So another good thing about winning tonight, locking me into that Final Four. So woohoo! But yeah, going to hang out with Ray Page over the week next weekend. All my teammates over at Reaper Racing, Brandon and I think he said we made contact. My screen showed we didn't make contact either way. He still had a pretty good run tonight. We don't have a whole lot of the Reaper guys over here that run the Cup Series, but like having all them on board. Velocity Motorsports, Shock Eye Race Performance, and Superior Performance Motorsports, short track program and some big car open set stuff we've been working on. So, man, just everybody over here at the league, it's just a great deal. It really is. Well, I'm frazzled. This is a long race. I'm wore out. I don't know if you can tell. I'm wore
Sure,
out.
I'm wore out too, brother. Well, congratulations, man. Congratulations on punching your ticket to the Final Four. Be excited to see if you can take home the championship too. Definitely been one of the fastest drivers this season, and you've been on a tear here in the last few weeks. I mean, you didn't win your first race until March 26th, and then the last few weeks you've just been a monster here. So it's really good to see you take to these Cup cars. It looks like Jonah was going to kind of run away with this thing first part of the season, but it's good to
Oh
see
yeah,
someone
absolutely.
that's definitely picked up and everybody's starting to get a hold of these cars a little bit.
And
And so
I do have to
congratulations on
thank
that.
Jonah on that. Jonah's helped me out a lot in these cars. So, like that first one I won at Charlotte, he was coaching me and Mayor the whole time, and ever since then, I think you're exactly right. Get that confidence boost and just kind of take off with it a little bit.
Well, all right, man. Well, congratulations on another win, and have fun in Texas, and we'll see you at Phoenix whenever you fight for the championship.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate it.
There you have it. Garrett Kinder wins here at Rockingham. Thank y'all for watching. We're going to go ahead and cut you loose. It's been an hour and 40 minutes, almost 2 hours of airtime, so we're going to call it quits. Y'all have a good night. I want to thank all our sponsors that we showed on the screen, ORRL Farms, uh, William Griffith putting this series on, and everybody that was here watching tonight. Thank Rebel Racing Network. That's me. I don't know why I just thanked myself. I'm tired. But thanks all the admins that help out. And thank y'all for watching. Thank all the drivers putting on a good race. A lot of green flag racing. We'd like to see that. We'll see y'all next week at Texas. Come on out. That ought to be a lot of fun to watch. I believe the racing will be top notch. So we'll see y'all next weekend.